up, all my fight fans? So, Charles Oliveira did an interview with Ariel Helwani, and he said a couple of things, quite a few things. First thing he said was he feels like his fight with Beneil Dariush, that's coming up in May, should be a number one contender fight. Do you agree? I actually do. I do because Beneil Dariush. He is the only one that has not yet in the top five, I would say, that has yet to fight for the championship. He definitely deserves it. He's had quite a few great performances. He beating guys like Gamrot, beating guys like Tony Ferguson and such like that. And he's fought quite a few other fighters in his earlier days as well. And as far as Charles Oliveira, well, how can you not give him another title shot, especially if he beats Beneil Dariush? Charles Oliveira was one hell of a champion. Beating Michael Chandler, beating Dustin Poirier, beating Justin Gaethje. I mean, and the ways he beat them, not a lot of people beat those opponents just like the way Charles Oliveira did. Stopping Michael Chandler in the second round, stopping I believe Dustin Poirier. I want to say was either the second or third round. Stopping Justin Gaethje, I believe in the first round. Like he pretty much was able to just get this victory and pretty much beat anybody any way he wanted to. So he definitely deserves that another shot. He definitely deserves another shot if he does get another victory over Beneil Dariush. I definitely would love to see him match up again with possibly Islam Makhachev. And speaking of Islam, he also mentioned that he doesn't even watch the Islam fight. Now I can see why. I can see why, because that was one hell of a performance by Islam. Islam pretty much just ran over Charles Oliveira. He made it look so easy. He made it look just beyond words easy in that fight. I literally am just stunned and taken back. Like, I honestly felt like it was going to be a bit more challenging and a bit more difficult for Islam. But no, it really wasn't. I'm not sure what happened with Charles. Maybe Charles had a bad performance. Maybe Charles wasn't on his A game. But what he did say was that Islam was the better fighter that night. And I definitely 100% agree. So that's why I do feel like, not because of the performance, that's the only reason why you can't give him a rematch right away. But if he does win, Charles Oliveira, I'm talking about, gets a victory, I do see a possible rematch down the line because, yeah, again, not because of the performance that he gave against Islam, but because of the way he became champion and how he was able to defend his belt multiple times. So, yeah, I would love to see a rematch with these two guys. The last thing he mentioned is regarding Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler and how he feels that Michael Chandler is just going to be too much for Conor McGregor. And I feel the exact same way. I know that fight's possibly going to be in late August, maybe early September, somewhere around that time frame. They're both coaching the Ultimate Fighter that's going to be premiering sometime in May. I can't wait for that, but he definitely feels that way. That's a possibility as well. That's a possibility those three guys can link up with each other eventually as well. You got Conor McGregor finally back. Probably wants to be in the lightweight. I can see him more being the welterweight due to his size. The rematch possibly with Michael Chandler, because that was one hell of a fight. That was one hell of a first round, if you remember. Michael Chandler pretty much was able to drop Charles Oliveira. I mean, I don't want to take away any credit from Michael Chandler because, it just seems like that's almost a part of Charles Oliveira's game plan, is to be dropped because he's so comfortable on the ground. But nonetheless, he still was able to drop Charles Oliveira, and he was able to give Charles Oliveira a lot of problems in that first round. It wasn't up until the second round that, Charles Oliveira was able to stop him with that nice clean hook. And pretty much, I believe it was just completely just, I don't want to say knockout, but I think it was referee stoppage, TKO, something to that nature. But nonetheless, I definitely would be very entertained to see him fight either one of those guys. But I would definitely be more entertained to see him fight Islam for the rematch. But with that being said, guys, let me know in the comments on what you think of what's going to be next for Charles Oliveira. Do you feel Charles Oliveira is going to win against Beneil Dariush? Do you feel Charles Oliveira should get a rematch with Islam Makhachev? And do you feel Charles Oliveira is actually right regarding what he said about Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor? Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.